Alright, welcome back everyone. It's David, aka Paramere 4731, and I'm bringing you another 4v4 match on the Finland map. Yes, indeed. And in this match, we are going to be doing the Blitz tactic again. And you can see I am right here in this corner as France, and I believe its governor is going to be playing as Prussia. It's going to be in front of me, and we have Warfighter playing as Austria, and Luke playing as Maratha Confederacy, but I think he is really, yeah, he's really America. So, anyways, in this match, it's going to be a little hard to tell because both me and Governor are going to be coming up here pretty quick. Let me see. And we have one, both against American players, so they're going to have pretty large armies that we're going to be going up against. We're already taking their tree line right here. I'm bringing my Chancellor Cheval into the woodland area already. So now we already have the first player's flank right here, and we have the other American player playing very defensive. They're a little, I believe, under shock because of how fast we were able to move up. And then over here, one of the players is one of the players we played on the last Blitz, and we thought he would tell the rest of them, and I don't know if he did, but you can see the British player is already starting to react to come down to assist, and this British player is starting to come over as well to hit Luke, who's going to be taking up the tree line over here in front of the Valley of Death. And we are now going to be able to start our flanking assault on this American player because this American is not coming up. You can see our troop movements and my troop movements. And this match is 3 lights, 4 shooting cav, and I can't remember if it's art. I do believe it was. Okay. So you can see Governor's already starting to flank. The American player right here, his long rifles are about to be come under assault by light dragoons, which he is shooting upon, but they're in woodland, so he is not doing much damage to him. He's already got his Jaegers getting ready. And I'm waiting for my army to come up. They're already they're booking it pretty hard to get there. I've got that, so I mean, at least right now I'm in position where I can pull up pretty fast if this player starts coming up. I mean, we got him in a pretty tough position. We'll be able to take this choke point here pretty quick under the circumstance how it's looking now. Now it looks like the British player here is confused what to do, where he was starting to pull in through the choke point. He is now, I mean, I'm sorry, not choke point, but he was, well, this choke point right here, he was starting to come down to reinforce, but now he's going to try and funnel through the Valley of Death, is what it's looking like at this point. So Luke is taking the woodland area over here, and over here you can see we're opening up on, or Governor's opening up. He's already got this line down to 74. Long rifles down to 60, I'm sorry, from 60 to 46. And it's kind of confusing because there's so many troops down here, but what I should have been doing was pulling in here with my dragoons to give cav support, but you know, that's what I did later. It just took me a minute to react. I just didn't want the American player coming too free. I think I walk them accidentally. Yeah, they're walking. It's brilliant. Okay, Warfighter is starting his assault. He's already got his meat shield in place. Now his Grinzers are opening up on... They brought light infantry again, yeah. And he's going to be taking the woodland area facing front. So now we have them pretty wrapped up right through here. This unit is pretty much going to break here in a minute. Okay. So Governor Wisely is pulling his Jaegers over to give me support on the flank, as my line is already tired and they're still hoofing it over as quickly as they can. And you can see over here Luke is giving Warfighter support with his Dragoons because the British player is still very slowly reacting. So Luke has his line and his light Legion of the United States already providing support. He threw in a regiment of horse to tie up these units here, and they had a regiment of horse as well. So now Warfighter is moving in his guards, and it's about to be on, if you will. Okay. So now all my line has come up, and I have started my assault on the American player. Already got this line down, 73, and made a misclick there. You can see I've still got them kind of mixed up what the heck they're doing. I've got 3 cuirassiers, however you want to call them, in the woodland behind. Now here comes the American player trying to make an assault on my lights, and I am going to be pulling my Bulkleys up and pulling my lights back. So my guys are running, but they're running slow. Okay. So I should be, because I know Governor's got my flank here, he's firing up this 2nd New York. Now I'm bringing my Dragoons over to put some hurting on them. And you can see I didn't take much damage at all from that assault. My Trelures did, which I don't really need them, to be honest with you, at this point. My Bulkleys will be way more important to me. So I was able to use them as a meat shield to absorb the first volley. So now I've got my Dragoons opening up on them. You can see this unit is already getting close to breaking. The American player did rank up his units. And now I am going to be pulling my line over. I think that was a misclick, I don't know. But you can see Governor is breaking, and Warfighter, between Governor and Warfighter, they're just shattering this player right here. And you can see the assault over here is going extremely well. Their artillery is breaking. Luke's shooting them up, and I'm sorry, Warfighter's shooting them up from the Valley of Death. Now Luke has got the choke point blocked up with just a few men, and they should be making a heavier push, but all that firepower is not going to do him much good stacked up going into that choke point. So yeah. Okay, so over here on this flank, he is breaking. I'm pushing through. I'm going to try and push right through his line. You can see over here my lines are holding him up so I can go into him, and I actually hit some of my Bulkleys there, which wasn't good. Okay, and here come my Trawlers to support. I'm going to bring my Cuirassiers up. Cuirassiers, however you say them. Okay, now Luke is going to be pushing his Dragoons over to his flank as they are starting to stretch him now. He's got one Dragoon over here doing delaying action, and he's got a Legion in this choke point. So he's already taken the Screen Jacket down, the half strength, and that's how that's going. Okay. So you can see the assault the British player tried to support with just a few units where he should have come down to support. But that's what this tactic is meant for, is to completely overwhelm and confuse our opponent. Okay, so now my Bulkleys have pushed through, and he has brought some cav down here to support the flank, and I am going to shift my units down. One of my units, the Royal DuPont, has routed, and I've got a Bulkley routing almost, and yeah, so not doing as good as I had hoped for. Trawlers are doing some pretty good damage down here. It's just my guys are so exhausted that they are not holding up well, and I shouldn't have thrown all my guys into melee. But the good thing is I'm holding up a lot of units in this corner, and Governor has already and Warfighter have both crushed the bottom center of their forces. So, and Luke is holding on against two armies right here, and they didn't try to stretch. The thing is, you have to go way to the back of the battlefield to stretch around, and they have not done that yet. Okay, so let's see here. Over here, my Bulkleys is routing out their cav, and I've got my cav. I sent my cav in to tie them up so I could shoot them up, and he's got one more cav unit right here in contact with my line right here, but there goes my Bulkleys. My Trawlers are shooting him up pretty good, and now I am pushing through there. Here comes some more cav. They did bring quite a bit of cav, so it's all getting slammed down here to the bottom of the map against me. Okay, here goes more of their units breaking, but some mine broke as well. Governor is pushing forward. I've got one line infantry right here holding these guys up, and so let's see here. Over here, Warfighter is continuing to push the remaining units of the American player away, and Luke is holding back all these line. Very impressive work over there. And down here, we're just trying to wrap up this little pocket left of the American player, and he's got basically two depleted. He's got the household cav holding up one of my Bulkleys, and he's got a second Continental holding me up there, and I'm letting him shoot at me right here while I continue to pepper these guys. Okay, so my Cuirassier is about to break, but I have been able to hold up these units with both of these cav units, so it's allowed my lights to just continually pepper him with shots, and my lights as well. I mean, I'm sorry, my Dragoons as well. Okay, so his cav is pretty much almost gone. I'm just trying to keep him tied up as long as I could. Alright, and here my one last Bulkley is been able to tie up these two long rifle and Morgan to where Governor could bring his units over to finish them off, and I'm now locked in a fray with these guys with the remainder of my units, which are 3 lights and my dragoons and 1 cuirassier, and I'm sorry, 1 Bulkley and 1 cheval. So again, he's got all of his units piled up on me here, so I'm going to use my lights and the remaining of my units to just pepper him down with bullets while he fights my guys. Luckily, my Bulkleys will hold out for quite a while. Even at 29 men, they're still holding out. And you can see I am just shooting them up. And it's going to... When these guys get close to routing, they're going to route off the map really quick. So that's a big advantage. It's not going to give me as many kills, and most of the case with all of his units that routed off, a lot of them routed off with a fairly decent amount. You can see Lee's Legion's about to rout, and his general's about to meet his fate as well. I'm going to try and pull my dragoons back. Okay. And over here, they, my allies, Governor and Warfighter, have completely collapsed the remaining forces on this flank. So I'm just finishing up the pocket over here with a little bit of Governor's men. So now we just have the 2 northern armies to fight, and Luke is in the assault with them right now. And he's got them fighting over here in the tree line, holding them up there, delaying their assault, and you can see him shifting his units. Okay, so my Bulkley unit is still hanging in there. I have routed off all but 3 units right now. General is about to go. I just think I killed his general. Yep, Lord Farquaad's general just died, and then his 1st Delaware and 1st Maryland are the only ones that I am left to fight. And my Bulkley survived that fray in the forest. So now we have routed them all off the map as the 1st Maryland's about to go bye-byes. There they go. Okay, so all told, we have taken out Lord Farquaad completely. I've got 2 Bulkleys pretty depleted left. I've got my Chaleurs, and they're in pretty good shape. I mean, and I've got 3 decent health cav left. So yeah, so we are in outstanding shape right now. Okay, so you can see their movements right now. We have reduced them down to just a few units of cav. Like I said, they brought tremendous amounts of cav, so they are running the rest of their cav out. And over here, Luke holding on for his dear life. Now we can go over his side. He's actually been under a lot of action as well, where we have been taking on a lot of units from us. I'm sorry, they've been taking on a lot of units from us down on the other front. Now on this front, they have the advantage over us. They're now shooting him with artillery, and they are overpowering us with firepower as well. So Luke is in the position where he's losing this fight. I'm trying to get my cav over to support, as well as bringing my lights, but my guys are pretty tired at this point, so I'm going to try and put my lights up on the hill to shoot down in the valley, and bringing my cav over to support the flank. And the British player has funneled a lot of men into the Valley of Death, and you can see why it's called Valley of Death, as the general bodyguard is about to find out. And he's got Luke's men in the back, and you can see Luke is shooting down from the hill onto him with his Delaware, but now he's getting hit in the back. Okay. So I'm able to get my cav over, and I'm trying to stretch them out to give Luke some relief, is what my goal is. And over here they've got green jackets, and I didn't know that they had dragoons in the trees. Luke was trying to tell me, and I didn't hear what he was saying, or didn't pay attention or whatever, and you can see my misclick there, so my dragoons are going all kinds of crazy, and Luke's coming over to support me there. So my lights are still trying to make their way into the battle, as the remainder of my units and Warfighter and Governor have now pushed up to the top of the map. So now the British player is about to have all these units trapped into the Valley of Death between Luke's remaining line infantry here and being shot on the top of the hill, and his green jackets are pretty useless there. Okay, so now that I've gotten my little self fixed here, I am now assaulting the light dragoons over here, and this is going to put a damper in their parade. Luke's got his dragoons into the green jackets, and over here you can see the troop movements, and all these troops are going to be pretty tired, very tired. So you can see right here, I'm finally making it, whoops, to the top of the hill right here, to be able to shoot down upon him in the valley. And Luke is now with the support of the Governor, who came up to support him in the valley here. See some of the action as Governor brings his lifeguard into the action in the valley down here as I shoot down from the hill. And then over here I have taken the tree line, and I'm going to back charge these green jackets that Luke's fighting with. So now they can't take the trees, so they are setting up a defensive square at this point, trying to figure out what to do. This looks like they're still trying to break Luke here. Luke's got Morgan's long, full 1st Maryland, a line that's almost full, and 2 pretty decent shaped lines up here. And in the Valley of Death, they have been completely surrounded now, because the guys are out of here. They rushed in, I didn't see that, so I'm now shooting the hill because I was shooting the unit that was over here. So I'll be moving my lights here in a second. Okay, so I'm going to be repositioning as he has got a little bit on me with the full strength Dragoon unit, So I'm going to be trying to reposition myself here to support Luke as he's shooting up this square. And you can see Warfighter setting up from the trees. So we now have their starting position at the top of the hill. As you can see, this British player has nowhere to go. He's completely enveloped now. And you can see Governor just ran down, went in the square in the center, which is awesome. And his lifeguard and his 2 lines are stacking them up in there so where we can just keep peppering them with bullets. Okay. Warfighter is starting his next assault. And over here, Governor is shooting up the British player. That is over there. And I've got one of my Dragoons routed that was in melee over here. It looks like I might tap the stakes like Luke did. Nope, I just got away from it. Got in a little bit too close. Okay, and I'm shooting right here. So now I'm going to be pulling my Dragoons out, but then I notice he's charged me. I don't have a chance, so I end up fighting it out with these units that have been running all over from the backside. I think is where they had their cav at. So both my cav and his cav have been all over the place, but I'm actually in pretty good strength because I got to rest a little bit in the trees. And they still got these Dragoon units just sitting there. I probably could have flanked around and shot them in the side because they're so overwhelmed they can't even mess with it. So now, where he tried to make an assault into the trees, into the woodland area, he is now getting broken. And Governor's men are starting to break from all the shooting of our own guys. I'm bringing my lights up and around as well as my bulkleys. So Governor lost his men, but we're able to keep all of his units in there and completely take them off the map. And now we will be able to do the same thing to these 3 units here that were bypassed wisely by Warfighter, so we could continue to envelop. Okay, so Luke is punched through with his cav, and he is now hitting the British player in the back right here. That was under fire from there, and my 2 cav is going to punch through as well, and I'm going to start hitting the units back and forth like a ping pong ball. So basically the 2 British players failed to break Luke, and the 2 American players did not kite well enough and did not support each other well enough, and that's how we were able to break both of them, because the 2 American players did have large enough armies to stop all 3 of ours, but they didn't work together and they failed to hold the valuable spots like the trees. Okay, so you can see Warfighter just cleaning them up, and Governor as well coming in as support. So now Luke is able to make an assault as well, where he has been defending. Now he can start making an assault, and my general bodyguard can come in and start attacking, and my men are coming in over here with governors. Okay, there goes another general gone. So again, this is a tactic that I found, I remembered watching from years and years ago as my general attacks in to support Luke. And we take out those players. But anyways, I found this tactic that I was always interested in. This is one that they had used on this map, where you do basically what we did. They did it actually a little bit different, but ever since I've been playing Finland games, it just becomes super long, and nobody wants to make a move, and it just blah blah blah. So wanted to do something to kind of stir it up and make it a little more interesting, and this definitely did. Had a lot of fun playing this way. As you can see, we're just mopping up right here. Yeah, this was just a lot of fun to see it executed from watching this, because I like I said, I just used to watch this from when I played campaigns. I never had the time to do multiplayer, so I just always found it kind of interesting how they were able to do it, because they actually switched sides a little bit more than what we did. So yeah, but anyway, this match is pretty much over. Just a few more units to knock off, and let me kind of speed up the action here. They are routing now with 88 men. That's what you call shock and awe. Routing out a British line at 88 men. That's because there's no chance we have too much for them. Alright, so in this match you can see I ended up with just under 1,000 kills. Goat, I'm sorry, it was Goat, not Governor. I'm sorry. Goat had 1,200, Warfighter had 1,100, and Luke had almost 1,400. And you can see how the players fared that weird. The guy I was up against, Lord Farquhar, he actually did the best of the two bottom players. He killed 989 and put up the best defense. And anyways, good game. I really enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe. We'll see you on the next video.